So, one of the questions that I get the most is some form of how do I get your abs? How do I get a flat belly? How do I get the bloating to go down? Are you ever bloated? All of these things. And I think the reason I get these questions is because I'm always showing off, excuse me, that was my chair that was very loud, my 58-year-old, these are my post breakfast, random Monday morning abs. So, I am going to share my top 5 tips for a flat belly. This stuff works. It works for me. It has helped my clients, and it's all so simple. None of this is an overnight fix, but some of it can give you pretty like surprisingly fast results. Okay, we ready? The number one tip, and you've heard this from me before and you hear it again, is prioritize protein and produce. Eating this way, building your meals around high quality, protein dense foods, foods that are high in protein and relatively low in calories, like lean beef, poultry, fish, eggs, maybe some low fat dairy, filling in with some colorful fruits and veggies. Eating that way, first of all, is really helps to reduce or even eliminate bloating and digestive issues for a lot of people. Now, obviously, we're all different, but it helped me tremendously. It has helped other clients of mine tremendously. It's also going to help you get into a calorie deficit. So if there is fat to lose, it's going to help you do that as well. So that's my number one tip. Prioritize protein and produce. And if you're saying, Elizabeth, I don't even know where to start, I would highly recommend that you check out one of my cookbooks. I have got a visual aid here. My newest cookbook, Happier, Healthier, and Hotter. You can grab this on my YouTube profile. There's a link to this cookbook. This explains exactly how to prioritize protein and produce, including simple recipes you can make with ingredients at your local grocery store, how to eat when you're on the go, all kinds of things. So that's going to be my number one tip for a flat belly. And I'll run down all these again at the end. The number two is cut the crappy processed carbs. These two kind of go hand in hand. And I'm going to be blunt and say, if you eat dough, if you eat a lot of dough, you're going to look like dough. But if you are trying to lose weight or just simply tighten up, flatten your belly, be less bloated, or just feel better in general, you do not need to be eating processed flour. You don't need cookies, cakes, chips, like cookies, pasta, bread, and you don't need any of that shit. My cookbook has desserts, has all kinds of really satisfying, amazing things that don't have grains in them. But I'm saying if you get that crap out, if that's all you do, you'll be amazed at how the bloating in your belly goes down and how much better you feel. Now, I know some people are gonna say, oh, but Elizabeth, what about this great like homemade sourdough bread? Okay, so like that's fine, but I still would watch portions with that. So, and if you don't, I personally just don't do grains at all, other than occasionally some white rice with sushi, because I'm just better off without them. My body feels better. My body looks better. I think better, all of the things. So tip number one for a flat belly, flat abs, toned tummy, whatever you want to call it, prioritize protein and produce. Number two, cut the crappy carbs. Number three, banish the bloat. So by that, I mean, get rid of or watch your quantities of foods that specifically make you bloat. We all know what they are, and they could be different for different people. Those foods that make you gassy, those foods that make you uncomfortable, even if they are healthy foods. I'm going to give you some examples for me. I very rarely eat grapes. Grapes give me gas. Any food that is giving you gas, it's because it's hard for your body to digest. Like if you're uncomfortable and gassy, like nobody wants to feel that. So like I just saw grapes at the grocery store the other day. I mean, sometimes I'll have one or two if I'm out somewhere and somebody has them on a cheese tray. But I saw grapes at the grocery store. I thought, boy, they look good. And I'm like, oh, yeah, but I'm not going to feel good. Some other healthy foods that may cause bloating for some people, cruciferous veggies, things like broccoli, cabbage, kale, cauliflower, delicious, nutritious, but they don't work well for everybody, or maybe you need to watch the quantities. So that's another thing that I want to talk about too, are just generally portion sizes. I love cruciferous veggies. I know that if I'm doing a bikini photo shoot the next morning, I'm not going to eat a giant plate of roasted broccoli because that's going to make me bloated. But even watching those portion sizes. So I think especially as women, many of us have been trained to, like looks more feminine, ladylike, to have a giant salad with just a little bitty portion of protein on top. But you can end up being bloated just filling your stomach with all that roughage. Again, fiber is good, but you don't necessarily need giant, you're not a horse or a cow. So I personally go with like a small salad and I'll double the protein. So think about those foods that make you bloated, that make you gassy, even if they're healthy foods, and maybe watch the quantities, pay attention to, do you do better with them raw or cooked? Different things that might be different. And just pay attention to that. Be aware of that because when you're gassy, you're bloated, your tummy's not flat, and you're also just not happy. Like nobody wants to feel that, and you're probably stinky too. Like, this is a bad combination. So top 3 tips. We're going through the top 5 for a flat belly. Prioritize protein and produce, cut the crappy carbs, banish the bloat. Number 4, hydrate between meals or don't drink while you eat. Now, I'm not saying you can't have a sip of water with your meal, but a lot of us have been taught to drink a lot with our meals, saying it'll fill us up. I don't want to ever feel full. I want to feel satisfied. But that practice of drinking a lot of water or, God forbid, diet soda during a meal actually hurts your digestion, slows down your digestion, which may lead to bloating. So it is really better to hydrate, to take in the majority of your fluids in between meals. Learn to really chew your food. That gets the digestive process going. Instead of so-called like washing it down. Also, this goes back to banish the bloat. I didn't really mention this, but other things that might make you bloated. Some artificial sweeteners, even some clean one. I use monk fruit in my baking, but if you find monk fruit makes you gassy, maybe don't use it. Allulose is another one, super clean, but may not work for everybody. So pay attention to things like that. Protein powders. I have used super clean egg white powder. I tried making this dough, this bread, and low in calories, high in protein, super clean ingredients. It made me bloated. So think about those processed egg whites made me bloated for a lot of people. So this goes back to eating real food. When I say prioritize protein and produce, it's always going to serve your body best to get it from real food. Now, I use collagen powder every day. For most people, that's not going to cause bloating, but, pay attention to these things. And then hydrate between meals. Drink your water, your iced tea. Hopefully you're not drinking artificially sweetened diet sodas or any sodas. Drink that stuff in between meals. Sure, it's fine to have a couple sips during a meal. Sure, if you're enjoying a lovely glass of wine with a lovely dinner out, enjoy that, but that's something you're going to be sipping, not gulping. At least we hope, for so many reasons. And then, so these 4 things that I've told you so far for a flat belly all have to do with what you're putting into your body. Prioritize protein and produce, so build your meals around the high quality protein dense foods. Fill in with colorful fruits and veggies. Put that protein first. Number 2, cut the crappy processed carbs. We really do not need to be eating flour. Even the nut flours and things, they tend to be bloating also. So I know they're lower in carbs. Doesn't mean they're doing any favors. Number 3, banish the bloat. Pay attention to those specific foods that make you bloated. Number 4, hydrate between meals. And this has been a game changer for so many people. And then number 5, so far, all of this has to do with food and timing of food and what you're putting in your body. Number 5, and you knew I was going to say this, planks are better than Spanx. So planks and other forms of resistance training, but planks, getting in that push-up position and just holding it, that is so amazing for your entire body. It works your arms, your shoulders, your back, your quads, but it really works your entire core. And then other variations of planks, the forearm plank, that is going to target these frontal abdominal muscles. Side planks target your obliques. They all work together. But you do, if you want the flatter belly, the tighter tummy, you do need to do some resistance training to build that muscle. But that is always going to be more effective when you're getting that protein in. So hope you found this helpful. If you like my content, if you like my message, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And even better, please share this content with anyone you think would find it useful. I really want to use this platform to give you more detail. I still want to keep these videos short and sweet, mostly under 10 minutes, but give you information that you can take and run with and apply to your life. So let me know in the comments if you found this helpful. Let me know what else you would like to see here on my YouTube channel so that I can make that happen for you. Thanks again. Bye.